Good morning, culés. It is time to wake up and Barca. Live Barcelona news coming at you from right here on the Undefeated channel. Good morning to all of my beautiful Barca babies watching from around the world. We are going to be discussing Barcelona's win over Osasuna. We are one match away from our first La Liga title since 2018-19. It's been some time, so it's good to be back at the top. We have a chance to get that trophy secured against our big rival Espanyol. We're talking about the match results against Osasuna. We'll maybe take a little bit of a look ahead against Espanyol, but there's going to be a lot of news to cover, so we may not get to that. They might have to hold off until next week because we're not playing them until next week, and I digress. ALEMANY, Messi, I got updates for you. So we'll be discussing all that and more on today's episode. If you want to be part of the conversation, and I do invite you to be part of the conversation. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Participate in the chat. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel to do so. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right. Good morning. Like I said, it's good to see the Stash Squad. I see Harry dropping in a message early, probably watching on replay. Harry, good to see you, brother. Hope your day is going well. I got another Stash mod in the house. Ayush, good morning to you, sir. Watching all the way over from India. I hope life is treating you well. Preso is also here watching from Bulgaria. Right on, brother. Welcome. Winston's in the house. Good morning to you as well. Cheers as we have a little bit of caffeine, a little coffee to start our day. That's nice. Here's a little secret, folks. This is my second cup. Woke up a little bit early, had to do a little bit of work. If you've been following this channel, you know that there's been some interruptions to our regular schedule. Been some work stuff going on, okay? All that should get cleared out at some point here soon, but things happen. You know, things get in the way sometimes. So I'm glad to have you all here. I'm glad to be here, giving you this live episode of Wake Up and Barca. Live Barcelona news coming at you from the Undefeated channel. With that out of the way, my friends, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Barcelona 1-0 over Osasuna. Jordi Alba, everybody saw this coming, right? Everybody was predicting Jordi Alba to score a goal in a 1-0 victory over Osasuna. Everybody saw that one coming. Wrong. Nobody saw this one coming. Nobody. Jordi Alba sneaking on in the 75th minute, getting a goal in the 85th. Look at that smile. Look at that joy wearing the captain's armband. You love it. On a night where Barcelona were struggling to find the back of the net. 21 shots, only 4 on target. Come on. Come on. We got to do better than that. My goodness. 77% possession, 640 passes, 88% passing accuracy. Dominant performance from Barcelona, but again, struggling to find the back of the net. I failed to point out, early in the match, 27th minute, Jorge Oros, young defender, beaten by Pedri, an excellent ball from De Jong, slides him in, pulls him down, red card. So Osasuna pulling a Real Betis, going down to 10 men for this one, hence the dominant performance from Barcelona. 3 offside, 11 corners for the Blaugrana. This has been a problem for years now, where Barcelona cannot score, cannot produce off of corner kicks. There's been a couple of instances. I'm thinking back to when Xavi had Dembele taking the corners, somebody coming short, and then Dembele doing a quick little overlap on top of that. But that only lasted like a few matches, and then for some reason we got away from that. I don't know. I digress. We got to work out the corners, got to work out the set pieces. If we look at the standings, Real Madrid are now in 3rd after another stumble as they put all of their eggs in the Champions League and Copa del Rey baskets. They are now 68 points compared to Atletico Madrid 69. Barcelona sitting up top with 82. And our next opponent, our bitter rivals, Espanyol, down in 19th. And folks, a loss against Barcelona could mean relegation for Espanyol. It could happen, folks. It could happen. Like I said, that match is not coming up until, I think we got 2 weeks on that one. Yeah, May 14th is when that matches. So we got some time. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, the Barca for Osasuna. Give out our awards. We'll talk about what was good about the match, what was bad. We'll, of course, talk about what represented the badge, what was true to Barcelona's DNA. We'll give out the mustache man of the match. That's going to happen here in just a minute, and then we'll jump over. We're going to talk about ALEMANY. We're going to talk about Messi. We're going to talk about all the transfer rumors going around the Camp Nou. But first, I'm going to turn back to the chat. I'm going to see who's hanging out with us, see how we're doing. If you're watching over on TikTok, welcome. Hello. Glad to have you. If you want the full experience, though, the screen share, all the bells and whistles, and chatting with the Stash Squad, swipe over. Click the link in my bio. That'll get you over to the YouTube channel. Subscribe, participate in the conversation, drop a like over here on YouTube if you're enjoying the content. Good morning, Stash Squad. Good morning, Culés around the world. How we doing? Ryan says, in the Copa del Rey, we scored from a corner. Cool. That's one. I think we've scored one other one this season for a total of 2. Got to do better. We got to do better than that. No excuses. Play like a champion. You know what I mean? Anyway, with that out of the way, folks, and other news to get to, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the Barca. Starting with, as we always do, what was good about the match? 3 points. Clean sheet. Ter Stegen 1 away from tying the European record for 26. Currently holding the La Liga record and Barcelona's record. Fantastic. Ter Stegen, big boy doing big things. Kind of not tested, though. That's the problem. A lot of these clean sheets, you give credit to the goalkeeper, of course, but a lot of these clean sheets are because of Araujo, Koundé, Balde, Jordi Alba when he's out there, Christensen, right? Alonso and Garcia as well. They've done their part. You got to give credit to the back line. Of course, the stats go to the goalkeeper with the clean sheets. 3 points, clean sheets, love it. Dembele back, getting some minutes, working his way up to 90 minutes, match fitness. Love to see that. Another good thing for Barcelona. Busquets, just being Busquets. Just want to call him out. Sometimes he'll go a pretty significant length of time without having an assist, without doing anything standout. But you just gotta make sure you check in with players like Boosie. Give him some recognition, give him some credit. Just Boosie being Boosie. Lewandowski didn't get the back of the net after finding a goal in his last 2 performances. So that streak ends, but you know what? The effort is still there. So I love what Lewandowski has given to us. And if not for a just offside by this much from Ferran Torres, Lewandowski would have had one. So good that Lewandowski is continuing to do Lewandowski things. But the good box for this match goes to none other than Pedri. After coming back from his injury and looking a bit rusty, it was good to see Pedri looking like his normal self again. All right, I'm a little bit scarred by Ansu Fati and his injuries and not ever getting back to his real peak Ansu. So when Pedri and others come back from injury and they look kind of rusty, I get nervous, I get anxious. So it is good that Pedri seems to have shaken that off, had himself a good match. We'll see what he does against Espanyol in a couple weeks, but love to see it. Keeping things going then, we'll talk about what was bad about the match. First of all, the red card. Just what was he thinking? I have no idea. Apparently, young defender, not a lot of experience. I don't follow Osasuna all that much outside of Abde, of course. But Pedri gets in behind. Frankie plays him the through ball. Obvious foul. Obviously, last man behind. What are you going to do about it? So red card to Osasuna. And I said this before against for the recap against Real Betis. I want to see 11v11. I want to see Barcelona showcasing what they can do against a competent, full-sided opponent. That's what I want to see. It's when we play the, when we go on a tour in the summer and we play MLS teams, or when we're playing an Osasuna or a Real Betis and they go down to 10 men. It takes a little something out of it for me. I actually don't like to see when the opponent goes down to 10 men. Outside of that, bad box. Not for his performance, but just because of going down injured, making me, again, a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. Gavi coming off injured is what was bad about this match. I'm going to jump over. I'm going to share a stat from Barca Center here, and you probably saw this from a few accounts on Twitter. But Gavi is one of the most used players this season with 45 games out of the 48. That's just above 93%. This brings him close to the figure that Pedri played in his first season, 52 out of 54. Now, here's the thing. Here's where I'll throw some water on that comparison. Everybody right now is going, oh my gosh, Gavi has played the same number of games as Pedri. He's going to get injured and he's going to be burnt out just like Pedri was. Here's the difference. Pedri played all summer long. Pedri played in the Olympics. Pedri played in the Euros. Pedri was everywhere, okay, and then never took a break and went right back into the season and got himself injured. So it wasn't that it was the number of games in La Liga for Pedri that led to the injury. It was the not taking the summer break, doing too much international work, all right? So, sure, maybe Gavi is a bit tired, a bit stretched here towards the end of the season. What the summer break is for. All right, so don't spend too much time playing for Spain, and you'll be just fine, Gavi. Be A-okay. That's all. So the injury, the fact that he had to come off, even though reports are saying that he's okay, he's all right. You never want to see a youngster like that go down injured. And good stats there, but I wanted to throw some water on that fire because it's not that bad yet. Okay, so Gavi gets the bad box. Not Gavi, I should say Gavi's injury gets the bad box, which means we are ready to move on to the Barca box, my friends. A few things that represented the badge today. Got to shout out Raphinha. Pressure's on now that Dembele has returned from injury. Pressure is on for Raphinha to perform, to produce. For some reason, a lot of culés don't think he's doing enough. I think he's doing a fantastic job for the 50 million or whatever it was that we paid for him. I think Raphinha is doing exactly what we can expect of him in his first season at Barcelona. He's hustling. He's sending the ball in the box. He's beating players on the dribble. He's coming back defensively. He's representing the badge, my friends. Let's give Raphinha some love, please. My goodness. And candidate for the Barca box. Almost made it, but this one goes to Frankie de Jong. Frankie, since coming back from injury, has once again shown why he is seen as such a key player for Barcelona. We are so far removed from him being an option on the transfer market. We are so far removed from Xavi not seeing him as a key player. We are so far removed. What a difference 9 months makes. Not even a year. What a difference 9 months makes. Okay? On top of his performance, just box to box, gets the match-winning assist. So many players would have lacked composure, would have panicked, would have tried to head that ball on target. Frankie says, I know exactly what to do here. Cool, calm, composed, glancing header to Jordi Alba to set him up for the golazo. Match winner. Love it. Okay, so Frankie gets the Barca box representing the badge. Big boy doing big things. And I already said his name, Jordi Alba. Gets the mustache, man of the match. You know him, you love him. Comes off the bench in the 75th minute, slides on the captain's armband, scores the match-winning goal in the 85th. One of the ugliest goals you're ever going to see, but he scores it nonetheless. All right, so shout out to Jordi Alba getting the mustache man of the match in a year when Jordi has been replaced. It started out as a bit of a trial, but it is, you can see it. Jordi has been replaced by Balde. And yet, when we need him, when we call on him, there he is, Jordi Alba, coming up big again for the Blaugrana. Love it. Gets himself the mustache man of the match. Again, Pedri gets the good. Gavi's injury gets the bad. Frankie de Jong gets the Barca box. Jordi Alba, the mustache man of the match. If you are watching on replay, let me know in the comments, what would you put in the good, bad Barca boxes? Who's your mustache man of the match? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, your questions. If you're watching live, I'm going to turn to the chat, clear my throat, have a little sip of coffee, and we'll keep the conversation going before we get to some ALEMANY and Messi news up next. And hello to those watching on TikTok. Appreciate you hanging out. DG, hello, hello. Good to see ya. Who else did we have jump in here? Ryan Scott, Barca fan. How we doing, sir? Winston, I forget if I said good morning to you, so good morning again. Who else we got hanging out with us? Again, if you want to participate in the chat, subscribe to the channel. That's all you got to do. This is your chance to meet your fellow culés, Barcelona supporters all over the globe, hanging out, having some caffeine, starting our day. Sun is coming up. I can see it coming through the window right now. I'm excited about it. It's supposed to be a beautiful day here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Anyway, I digress. I promised you all that there would be some ALEMANY updates. Here's the deal. Matteo ALEMANY, he's leaving. There's just been too much conflict between what he wants, what Laporta wants, what direction the club is going to go. So he's moving on. The magic man. You cannot sing his praises enough for what he and Laporta were able to do last January with a negative budget, bringing in the players to save Barcelona's European opportunities. Absolutely fantastic things. Grimash, how we doing, sir? Good to see you in the chat. Anyway, I digress. Here's ALEMANY's task before leaving, according to Barcelona Times. Register the contracts of Araujo, Gavi, Alonso, and Sergio Roberto. They're signed. They're just not registered. All things agreed. We just got to make it happen now. Keep moving this mic around because I feel like it's falling. I might have to tighten things up a little bit. Anyway. Number 2, renew Balde, Dembele, Peña, and Lamine. That Dembele one's going to be tricky. I don't know if he's going to get that done in the next month. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll see. That's a whole nother story. We might have to do a whole episode on the Dembele saga once the transfer window opens up. We'll see where we're at with things. Number 3, though, selling players, and the club hopes to achieve revenues of 100 million. So who's going to be on the chopping block? Are we talking Ansu, Ferran Torres, Kessié? Are we talking, who am I missing? There's the obvious one. Garcia. Ooh, we don't know. We'll see. But continuing on with the ALEMANY story here. His most likely next move, Aston Villa, coming in with a formal proposal. Word is they're going to double his salary. He's making somewhere around like 1.4-ish million for Barcelona. He's going to make over 3 at Aston Villa. Go get your money, sir. Go get your money. You did wonderful things for us, like I said, and if the vision's not there, if you're not seeing eye to eye with Laporta, then go get your money, sir. I appreciate you. But what you can't do is this. ALEMANY wants to bring Andreas Christensen to Aston Villa. No. Hands off, sir. Hands off. The second best center back in the world right now behind Araujo? No. Okay? Absolutely not. Came in on a free from Chelsea. I know his value will be high. I mean, we're talking what, 80 million or more if you wanted to buy Christensen? But no, sir. We will not do that. Now, some of you might be sitting here thinking, well, if Barcelona get a right back and then Koundé can go in as a center back and then we don't need Christensen. Shame on you. Shame on you. We need depth, okay? That's what we've seen this year. Do you want to rely on Garcia and Alonso if Koundé or Araujo get injured? The answer is yes, then okay. If it's no, then we're not selling Christensen. I don't care what the offer is. So, ALEMANY, you can go, you can get your money, but keep your hands off of Christensen, good sir. Not going with you. Grimash, hello. Ovi's in the house as well. Says, news he was against renewal of Busi, Alba, Roberto, and the sake of Messi's return. Yes, as well as I also saw that he was not for renewing Dembele after the long drag out and letting his contract come to an end, which I'm with him on that one. But yeah, it seems like ALEMANY wanted to look towards the future and was not on board with trying to renew the older players. Excuse me, got burps coming in. Not on board with trying to renew some of the older players, knowing that the youngsters were still not registered. I mean, look what happened to Gavi. Yikes. So, anyway. Messi news. Just, it's that time. We've been waiting 2 years for this summer's transfer window, basically. We marked June 2023 on our calendars 2 years ago when Messi went to PSG, and it's coming. Messi is ready to lower his salary, according to Rashad Rahman here, by 3 times just to come back to Barcelona. The club wants to offer him around $10 million per year. Still not too shabby. Okay, I'm not going to be crying for Messi and his family only making $10 million a year. And keep in mind, that's just from the club, okay? Endorsements, sponsorships, get out of here. Messi's going to be just fine, all right? Speaking of Barcelona's finances, though, Barcelona have already achieved $120 million in savings. $80 million is left to reach the goal for the club to start registering players normally. How are we going to get that 80 mil, folks? That's my question. That's my question. I want to see down in the comments, if you're watching this on replay, who are Barcelona going to sell? Who would you like to see them sell to get to that 80 million? Going to have to be a combination of players unless Raphinha, Christensen, Dembele. Those, I think, are the only 3 players that individually could get us that 80 million. If Dembele's not willing to sign a contract extension for reasonable wages, we sell him this summer. If somebody offered, I'd hate to do it, but if somebody offered like 90 million or more for Raphinha and Messi's coming back, I would take it, but I wouldn't love it. And I wouldn't sell Christensen. You give me 120 million and I'll sell Christensen reluctantly to somebody who's not going to be a primary competitor for Barcelona. That's where I'd go with that. That's where I would go with that. So Barcelona looking to save, looking to bring in around another 80 million. We'll see if it happens. If it does, let's see this man, Amrabat, after a standout performance for Morocco during the World Cup, could be finding his way back, finding his way to the Camp Nou. Wearing the Blaugrana kit. I'd love to see it. He's 26, 27 years old, something like that. Sound defending, good passing, calm, composed on the ball. I like it. Gives us some options, gives us some depth. I think if we bring in Amrabat and Gundogan on the free, that's big moves for Barcelona. I think that gives some depth so that we can rotate Gavi and Pedri a bit more. It puts Boosie a little bit more on the back burner, so Frankie and Amrabat can be those primary 2. Boosie can just come in and supplement. I'm liking it, folks. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Grimash says Messi to Man City, Miami, or Barca. I have not heard Man City at all. I don't see that happening, to be honest. Uh-oh. Did we just freeze? Looks like we froze. Checking. Looks like you can hear me, but my camera stopped. Okay, hang on one second, folks. Well, this is weird. Okay, hang tight, folks. And we're back. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. For some reason, a little software glitch. We froze, but we're good, baby. We're good. Okay. Ovi, good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Says, apparently Tuchel is a fan of Dembele. And to be honest, Raphinha is a better finisher than Dembele. And remember, Raphinha himself is a poor finisher. I know he doesn't have the speed. I hear you. Listen, one of them will likely be sold. If Messi's coming in, unless Dembele is willing to play on the left. Raphinha on the left-hand side ain't it. Raphinha has to be on the right. Dembele can play either side. If Messi's coming back, one of them might be sold. I'll say that. One of them might be sold. We're not going to have Dembele, Raphinha, Ansu, Ferran, and Messi. If Messi comes in, one of those 4 is leaving. Not sure who. We'll see. Marcos Dalton, how we doing, sir? I'm trying to say too many words at once. How we doing, sir? Says, oh my God, Senor Mostacho, Real Madrid. Wow, my goodness. Big words. Too early for those big words there. But yes, Marcos, Real Madrid slipping down into third. Lasun, good to see you. Says, Raphinha has some anger issues. Don't we all? Don't we all? Right? We all have that yin to the yang. It happens. Winston says, Amrabat would add some depth, and it doesn't hurt to have some depth in your lineup. We've seen that, right? Everyone, this whole year, we argue about who should be in the starting 11, and we act like those are the only players that we need to cast out everybody else. We need all 11 players and then some, right? Going into this season, it looked like we had 2 players battling for every position, but then as the year went on, we just saw that there were standout players. And we weren't as deep as we thought. We didn't have all the depth that we thought we could rely on. So we'll see. We'll see, folks. There is a lot more to come. Of course, we'll be getting into more transfer rumors. We'll give more Messi updates. We'll touch in on the ALEMANY latest. All that and more. We'll do that on Monday's episode of Wake Up and Barca. Again, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although Wednesdays are getting a little bit tough right now. All right. So work stuff, like I said, getting in the way a little bit. We'll see what we can do about that. But for the time being, we continue on. All right. We move forward undefeated together as a community. We support the badge. We support each other. I love you all very much. I appreciate you coming and spending your time with me, getting your day started on a positive note. Thank you to my Stash mods. Thank you to the Stash squad. Again, if you want to participate in the conversation, if you want to be part of the Stash squad, the undefeated community, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. Come hang out with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, plus live Barcelona matches. Got you covered for the commentary, the play-by-play. You won't miss any of the action here on the Undefeated channel. And like I said, we support the badge. We support each other, the good and the bad. We're here for each other. So one more time, I appreciate you spending some time with me. Go out there and have a wonderful day, positive interactions, high fives, and hugs for whoever wants them. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.